Rob Pincus here at the 2019 SHOT Show in Las Vegas, Nevada, and this is day 4. I actually love day 4. Day 1, 2, 3, they're busy. The range day, the industry day out at the range is incredibly busy. I just had one of my last meetings here with the Mantis guys, and we're on the lower level, level 1 of the SHOT Show, and the aisles are a little bit clearer on day 4, and that means that we can walk around and really see what's going on. We can take a look down here at level 1. We're gonna go through, we're gonna see some really important projects that are down here. In fact, one of the booths that we're gonna stop at first, or at least fly by first, is the Walk the Talk America booth. Walk the Talk America booth was actually donated by the National Shooting Sports Foundation. It's really important to a lot of people here in the industry, and I'm proud to be on the board. We're talking about mental health issues and suicide prevention, and that's something that a lot of us obviously really care deeply about because of our veterans, because of the influence that we have in the industry on responsible gun use, and because of the responsibility that we have to make sure that we're doing the best we can to protect ourselves and those we care about when it comes to suicide prevention and mental health issues. But ultimately, what's going on at SHOT Show is the business of the firearms industry. The business of the firearms industry isn't just selling guns. This is the shooting, hunting, outdoor trade show. There's a lot going on here. It's not just firearms, it's ammunition, it's magazines, it's holsters. And again, it is information like what we have here at Walk the Talk America. Talking about safety, talking about responsibility. We've got a gun vault here that represents the importance of firearms access and firearms control. And that brings us to Project Child Safe. I think it's one of the most important projects that we have here in the industry. If you own it, respect it, secure it. Project Child Safe. And I've seen a lot of things all around Las Vegas, including out at the airport that National Shooting Sports Foundation has put out, talking about genuine safety. Genuine safety to me is the idea that safety is a lot more than just a list of rules, right? It's not just a memorized, checklist you go through. It really is a way of life. It's about understanding what the risks of firearms ownership are, being very honest about them, which I applaud so many people in the industry for doing more and more lately, and then figuring out the best, most practical ways for people to be safe when it comes to that. One of those ways is training. There's a lot of different training tools, especially down here on the first level. There's a lot of new companies that have joined the industry just within the last decade that are really into training and responsibility in a way that really wasn't present at SHOT Show 15 or 20 years ago. Remember, we had a huge growth in the concealed carry movement. We have now, obviously, all 50 states plus Washington, D.C., where you can do legal concealed carry. As the executive director of Personal Defense Network, I've seen the change in the industry. I've seen what it's meant to have all the states. California, Illinois, of course, was the last one that we won the right for concealed carry. And while every state isn't shall issue, we have to remember that 25 years ago, there were 12 or 13 states where you could not get a concealed carry permit. Now we've got over a dozen states where you don't need a concealed carry permit. We have constitutional carry. And that means that the training side of the industry, the educational side of the industry is even more important because we have more and more people out in the public space carrying firearms for personal defense. Ultimately, guns are fun, hunting is awesome. There's obviously a rich firearms tradition in the United States, but that firearms tradition is based on the Second Amendment, and the Second Amendment ultimately is about defense. It's about defending yourself, it's about defending the people you care about, and ultimately it's there so that we can defend ourselves. It's defending our way of life. And that's incredibly important that we always keep that focus. And the NSSF has done a great job of that, and SHOT Show has done a great job of evolving that message of responsibility that's so important to every aspect of firearms ownership. This is the main entry area for the Sands Expo Center. National Shooting Sports Foundation has had the SHOT Show here at the Sands Expo Center for most of the last decade. I've been to SHOT shows in Atlanta, I've been to SHOT shows in New Orleans, I've been to SHOT shows a couple of other places. Orlando, I think maybe was one of the recent ones that we were at. But honestly, the way that the Sands Expo Center has embraced the SHOT Show has become incredibly important. There have been expansions, there have been changes in the building, there's been changes in the layout because SHOT Show is one of the largest trade shows in the country. This year there was even a pop-up section on the 5th level. So we've actually got 5 levels of display. I forget how many millions of steps you would have to take to cover everything, but I know one of the stats that's been thrown around is this idea that if you were to try to see every booth, every display, every table at SHOT Show, if you were moving throughout the entire show over the entire course of the 4 days, you would have less than 25 seconds to spend at each booth. And sometimes it feels like that. As we move around, we probably just passed 300, 400 displays or booths, and it's hard to stop at each and every one of them. And I've been in this industry, this is my 23rd SHOT Show. I've been in the industry for about 25 years. It took me a couple years to get to SHOT Show, and I haven't missed one since. It's an incredibly important show. If you are in the industry, or if you want to be in the industry, SHOT Show is definitely the place to be. There's a lot of other great conventions, there's a lot of other great environments to interact with shooters and to do the business of the industry, but SHOT Show is the hub. SHOT Show is absolutely where the most business gets done. And I said, flash my badge there. I have the badge off for video usually. You know, hopefully there's a lower third. You know who I am, Rob Pincus, personaldefensenetwork.com, and all the places you can find out about me. But SHOT Show is where you find out about the new companies. SHOT Show is where you make the new connections. The most important thing about SHOT Show is definitely the people. And I'm sure that a lot of people, like this guy right there, Schultz Photography, this guy takes some of the best pictures in the industry. He's a good friend of mine. And that interaction that you just saw is about the level of interaction that I get with my best friends in the industry at SHOT Show. Because I'm trying to meet new people, I'm trying to make new connections, trying to see what the new products are and find out what's going on. So when you see one of your best friends you've known for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it's that high five or the fist bump in the aisle because I can talk to him every week of the year. I'm trying to make new connections here at SHOT Show, and hopefully there's some people that are wanting to talk to me about the Avidity Arms PD-10, talk to me about Personal Defense Network, or maybe talk about things like the range videos that we're doing for National Shooting Sports Foundation. So if you are a range operator, if you own a range, manage a range facility, we've come out with a series of videos, that some of which have already been released and more will be released throughout 2019, that cover how you can best integrate training into your business, making sure that your training is complementing what you're doing with your retail, making sure the training is complementing what your membership program is at your range, making sure that your members and your retail customers are taking advantage of those training opportunities. All of these things are incredibly important, and a lot of these things come together here at the SHOT Show. So it's 4 amazing days, and this is the last one, and that's why if we look down this aisle, you would not have been able to move down this aisle nearly this fast. We wouldn't be able to see nearly this far on Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday, it starts to thin out a little bit. People spend more time in their booths. People that are industry veterans get to spend more time interacting with each other. And that's why when NSSF asked me, what day would you like to do your walk around? I said, you know, just like last year, I want to do it on the last day. Gives me a better chance to move around without bumping into people. And if you've seen some of the other videos, I already know they were a little more static than what we've done. I wanted to give you an idea of what the scope and scale of this show really is. We are now at the main level. We're in the main hall. We've come through law enforcement and tactical. A lot of people refer to the basement area as the dungeon, but I'll tell you what, it's come a long way. We're now gonna move this way, and I just want you to turn the cameras down there and look at how big this place is. Right? It would take us the rest of this video just to walk all the way down this aisle, and you wouldn't get to see all that much. 22 to 23 seconds per display, even if you were stopping every chance you got, even if you took every minute of the show floor being open. Just to conceive of that, 60,000 people in the firearms industry here. And remember, while we're here, the business of the industry is still going on, right? The distributors are still distributing, the retailers are still retailing, range facilities, hopefully people are still out shooting all week long. People are out hunting, I'm sure, somewhere in the country. The business of the industry is going on while 60,000 leaders and people that are integral to that business are here because there are literally millions of people employed by the shooting, hunting, and outdoor trade. There are obviously hundreds of millions of people who benefit from this industry, and whether that's through the conservation efforts of the funds that come into the hunting world, or it's through personal protection and safety, the training that our armed professionals get, and the equipment that security, police, and our military get from this industry, it really is incredibly important to America. Depending on whose numbers you use, there are 80 to 100 million private gun owners in the US. Add to that the number of armed professionals, add to that the number of people around the world who are protected by our armed professionals, the number of people around the world who use the equipment, the trade, the things that this trade puts out, the firearms, the ammunition, the holsters, and obviously the educational stuff that we put out as trainers. We're now back here at the Eagle Imports, and I want to show you what happens at Eagle Imports. The PD-10 is here, right, the gun that I designed, but we've also got firearms from around the world, and this is one of the cool things about SHOT Show. The Grand Power, the Stribog, Grand Powers come from Slovakia. We've got the Bursa guns here in this booth, and they come from Argentina. We've got guns that are made in the Philippines here in this booth. In fact, let's sneak back here and take a look. This map shows us Don't worry about that. It's day 4. It can't be that important in a meeting. This map shows you what's going on just in this one booth. How many different places we have firearms in this one booth is really amazing. And this is really another important aspect of SHOT Show. It's not just a bunch of people who like to go shoot sporting clays in the Midwest. It's not just a bunch of people who like to hunt elk out in the Rocky Mountains. It's not just a bunch of people who do IPSC shooting or USPSA down in southern Florida. It's everybody. The entire shooting, hunting, and outdoor trade show is represented at SHOT. It's an incredibly important event. It is a closed event, and I know that I'm going to talk about that for just a second, because I know that bothers some people. They think about, well, why isn't it open like a gun show? Why can't any proud American gun owner attend SHOT Show? Why can't anyone who's interested in firearms from around the world attend the show? And I want to circle back to the important business that's getting done here. We like to share all the news of the new gun and the new thing that's going on, or the new person who's the president of this company or that company. But at the end of the day, this is really about filling out paperwork, placing orders, making sure that deliveries are being made, and making sure that you, the end consumer, are getting to benefit from all the work that's being done by the amazing companies in this industry. And the NSSF is our trade organization and makes sure that can happen. I appreciate them letting me talk to you about the 2019 SHOT Show. I'll probably be back to talk about the 2020 SHOT Show as well next year, because I know I'll be here. It'll be my 24th.